Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Bowing down at the feet of the Lord, I offer my heartfelt namaskar to all of you. We all of us are in some sort of a survival mode. What is this survival mode? At a party attended by many celebrities, the grey-haired veteran walked up to the stage with a cane and took his seat. The reporter of a newspaper asked him. He interviewed him. Do you still go to the doctor often in this age? Yes, often. Why? Because patients must go to the doctor often. Then the doctor can survive. Otherwise, how can the doctor survive? The audience burst into warm applause and people cheered for the veteran's optimism and witty language. The reporter then asked him, do you often ask the pharmacist in the hospital about how to take the medicine, and do you take the medicine? Yes, I often ask the pharmacist about how to take the medicine because the pharmacist also has to make money to survive. He too has to survive. There was another round of applause from the audience. Then the reporter asked him, do you take medicine often? No, I often throw away all the medicine bought from the pharmacist. Why? Because I too want to survive. The audience laughed even more. The host finally said, the interviewer finally said, thank you for accepting my interview. The veteran replied, you are welcome. I know you too have to survive. That's why I gave you the audience. Now, this is the survival mode in which we are all in. But there was one boy called Shankara, somewhere in the remote part of India, that was in Kerala, a place called Thrissur. This boy, at a very young age, he was not in a survival mode, he was in a very special mode. And what is that? He is narrating. What is he narrating? Later on, he became the 13th president of the Ramakrishna order. Anybody can tell the name? Many of you are maybe initiated from him too. Most revered Ranganathanandaji Maharaj was the 13th president of our order. He's telling because how he came into become the brahmacharin of our great order. Now he is remembering the old days. First of all, I remember Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj, the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, says Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, the second president of the Ramakrishna order. So here he is the 13th president of the order, remembering his memory with the second president of the order, Shivanandaji Maharaj. Fondly, Shivanandaji was known as Mahapurush Maharaj. Why? Why did Shivanandaji Maharaj, he was called as Mahapurush, and who gave this name? It was given by none other than Swami Vivekananda himself. Why? In his youthful days, his father, though he wanted to lead a spiritual life, he forcibly married him off. he didn't want his son to become a monastic member, go to Sri Ramakrishna and realize God and all the other stuff. He wanted him to become a householder. So he forced him to marry. But the resolution or the resolve of this Shivananda, earlier he was not called as Shivananda, Taraknath Ghoshal was his name. Now, his father, in spite of the marriage, found that his intensity of renunciation and his spiritual life was so intensely going on forward, he wanted to bring it down. So what did he do? He locked up one night or many nights or many days in one room, in the same bed, his young youthful wife and this youth together. So Mahapurush Maharaj used to tell, then he was a youth, he used to sit on the same bed by the side, the young youthful wife is sleeping, he used to be in deep meditation. His mind would never come down to the lower plane at all. He would be always meditating on God with all the attraction just by the side of him. So many days and nights went by, but his father couldn't bring his mind down. Hearing about this incident, Vivekananda was so impressed, he told, "You are really a Mahapurusha, a great personality." That was the strength of his control of mind, control of senses. Just like if you see in the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom many of the people worship him as one of the avatars, the founder of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and one small offshoot of that Gaudiya Vaishnavism is ISKCON. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when his guru wanted to test him for his Indriya Nigraha, sense control, what did he do? He put some sugar on his tongue. What happens? Because suppose, just imagine, I'm bringing the most beautiful pickle or very intensely liked some sweet or something which you like in front of you, slowly bringing to your mouth, to put it into your mouth. You are feeling the smell, the fragrance, the good fragrance, aroma of that beautiful food, and you are about to eat it. Is your tongue salivating? Yes, it is happening. The moment pickle comes to your mouth, it's coming near your mouth, you can feel it is salivating. So it is not under your control. The indriya, the senses are not under your control. We are under its control. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the sugar or that thing was put on his tongue, so much was the control, he could control that saliva would not come. It became dried and started becoming burning. That was the intensity of his control, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now here you can see this, he got the name Mahapurush Maharaj. Vivekananda told that was the intensity of his strength of mind and sense control, that his mind would not come down. Even though the most beautiful wife is sleeping by his side, he was sitting in meditation and thinking of God. So father thought, no, nothing can deter him. He's really a great person, and he left him free to go and continue spiritual life. And he became one of the greatest Swamis or the presidents of our order. And at the end of his life, he used to tell, if now I tell that words carried so much of strength, even this banyan tree to get Brahma Gnana, spiritual realization, highest spiritual realization, which we have to take many, many, many lives to attain that spiritual realization of Brahma Gnana, the last word, he tells, if I now utter this word, for this banyan tree, which is at the lowest level of evolution, to get Brahma Gnana, it is going to get. That was Shivanandaji or Mahapurush Maharaj. So now, Ranganathanandaji Maharaj is fondly remembering his encounter or the reminiscences, how he met him and how he got initiated, how he became his guru. Now, Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, then Shankaran, He's telling, I was living in a village called Trikkur, 10 kilometers away from the town of Thrissur in Kerala. The Thrissur nearby is the very famous Shiva temple. That's why it gets the name Thiru Shiva Uru, has become Thrissur. I have been to that place, and the disciples of Revered Ranganathanandaji Maharaj used to conduct spiritual retreat in his birthplace here, Trikkur. And that Shiva temple on the hillock, we used to go there. I used to sing bhajans. There would be these bonfire nights, putting on the fire and meditating around it, bhajans, meditation and other things. We used to have spiritual retreat there. I've seen all that place. Now the Shankaran is telling, my house in Trikkur is situated on the bank of river Manali, and to the east of my house is an ancient rock cave temple of Shiva. We had been to that place on a hill about half a kilometer away. Then this boy was studying Shankaran in the 8th grade. At that time in the high school at Ullur, 5 kilometers from Trikkur on the road to Thrissur. A classmate of mine bought a book from the library of Viveka Udayam High School in Thrissur. He asked me, would you like to read this book? Yes, I would like to read it. I replied, not knowing what it was. And that was the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. When was this? That was in 1920. He was born in 1908, and this happened in 1924. Just imagine how many years back. And I have served and seen and lived with this great soul, Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. Many years I could get the chance, and I have heard this incident directly from his mouth, because after hearing that incident, I just wanted to confirm whether that really happened. What happened? Now, he started reading this book, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Then I could not stop till I had finished 100 pages continuously that very day. Later, I read the whole book, then many other books on Thakur, that is a master, and Swami Vivekananda, which came from the Thrissur library. That was in 1924. I was only 15 and a half years old then, and was waiting for an opportunity to join the Ramakrishna order. Can you imagine? When all of you or many others were dreaming of a beautiful life, married life with that and this and survival mode, how to survive. Here he is a boy of 15, aspiring to realize God, not survival mode, but to realize his true self, become a monk, and joined the Ramakrishna order at the age of 15. That was 1924. He was waiting for an opportunity to join the Ramakrishna order. In 1926, after finishing my school final examination, I joined a typewriting institute in Thrissur to learn shorthand and typewriting. Some fees had to be paid. I took 3 rupees. So you can just imagine 3 rupees. 1 rand is 5 rupees. So he had got only 3 rupees from a house, and with that 3 rupees, I came to Thrissur. From there, I wrote to the Madras Mutt, then Madras Mutt, now it is called Chennai Mutt. It was very old, started by another direct disciple, Ramakrishnaanandaji. So one brahmachari replied from that ashram, here there is not enough room. There is a new center in Mysore. It is in need of brahmacharins. So please write to the Swami in charge, Swami Siddheshwaranandaji. Who is this Siddheshwaranandaji? Another disciple of this Mahapurush Maharaj Shivanandaji. And he was the founder of the ashram in France. Later on, he became a very popular Swamiji and founded the France ashram. So I wrote to this Swami Siddheshwaranandaji, who was assured to meet his parents. Who were his parents? His father was the second prince of the Cochin Empire state. I met this Swami Siddheshwaran. See, the prince, would-be prince, has given up everything and become a sadhu, ordinary sadhu in the Ramakrishna Center, Siddheshwaranandaji. I met the Swamiji, Siddheshwaranandaji. He said, yes, you can come. Come and stay in Mysore, you can join there. Have you got enough money to go to Mysore via Ooty? I said. Now, Ooty, all of you know, the true name of Ooty is Udakamandalam. The British couldn't pronounce Udakamandalam, so they cut it short as Uttakamund. Then it became Ooty. So that place is from in between Mysore and Thrissur. So to go through that Ooty, do you have enough money by train? I had only 3 rupees, nothing more. But I had my earrings. In those days, even boys in India used to wear earrings. Not like the present day punks who wear 1 earrings on this thing. In the olden days, even the boys, girls, everyone had yearly golden earrings, because that was the credit card or debit card or something like banking. In those days, there was no banking. So if you are needing some emergency money, they would sell that, and that with that money, they could get or do something in emergency. So that was just like a banking system of olden days. So what did he do? He sold those earrings. He sold 1 earring, and with whatever little money, then he wanted to sell that earring. I could sell them in the market, but it was Sunday. No shop was open. But one person gave me 2 rupees, and Siddheshwaranandaji gave me 2 rupees. So I had now 7 rupees in my pocket, but that was not enough for the journey to Mysore via Ooty. How was I to go to Siddheshwaranandaji in Ooty by train at 8:30 p.m. that day? I was greatly disturbed in mind. See, these are all the musings of a 15-year-old boy. I was not fully committed to go, but I also wanted very much to go. Such was my mental struggle. And I was very young then, only 17, and I went to Sri Ramakrishna Shrine in Thrissur, Vivekodayam High School, to pray for Sri Ramakrishna's grace. I often used to bring flowers from my house for worship in that shrine. With tears in my eyes, I prayed to Sri Ramakrishna to arrange for my renunciation. What do we pray for? And what is this boy praying for? We pray for our pleasures and other things to come out of the problem. But this boy is praying for, with tearful eyes, for renunciation, to realize God. So here, this boy is praying to Sri Ramakrishna with tearful eyes to arrange for my renunciation. And he wanted to depart to Mysore with Siddheshwaranandaji. Now, when Swamiji is writing this letter or this reminiscence, he was 5 or 96 years old at that time. So now he's telling, what is he telling? I prayed to Sri Ramakrishna to arrange for my renunciation. Even now, after 70 years, the memory of that event in that shrine, crying, sobbing in front of Sri Ramakrishna to fulfill his desire for renunciation, it stirs my heart with the same emotion when I remember that after 96 years of his age, he's remembering that. He's writing this in his 96. I was there. When he was telling all these things, he wrote all that down. I was there with him at that time. He was the president. Then at the last minute, I went to Siddheshwaranandaji's house. He was ready to start for the railway station. He said, all right, come with me tonight by 8:00 train to Ooty. I will take you. Do not worry about that. I did not know anything about initiation. Mantra Diksha, we all know. I wanted to join the Ramakrishna mission, and I had read some books about Thakur, that is Ramakrishna, and Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda, and had memorized the song on Holy Mother, Prakritim Paramam, hymn on Holy Mother. That was enough to inspire me to dedicate my life, whole life, to the mission. So at 8:30 p.m., we got into the train and reached Ooty next morning. Ooty is a hill station. It is 6,000 feet above the sea level. Now, our Johannesburg is 3,000 feet above the sea level. Now, or even a little more. This place, hill station Ooty, is 6,000 feet above the sea level. You can imagine it is quite cold. It will be always cold. So, Ooty is about 6,000 feet above the sea level. Siddheshwaranandaji, familiarly known as Gopal Maharaj, myself and 3 students were in the party. Now, this great Mahapurush Maharaj, the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, was then living in a rented house in this place, Ooty, which he loved very much, because the place where he was living, even now we have that place as the ashram. Mahapurush Maharaj could have the vision, and seeing that place, he told, this was a Buddhist monastery earlier, thousands of years back, and many Buddhist monks have lived here and meditated. So the place, the tanmatras, the vibration for spiritual atmosphere is replete with that vibrations. So he used to like that place. He had staying there, and he was also meditating. He could know that many Buddhist monks had meditated earlier. Now he was living in a rented house there, which Mahapurush Maharaj loved very much. The present Ooty ashram was built on that site nearby and was opened in 1927. How did we get that ashram? Mahapurush Maharaj had desired to, and he wanted that a ashram should be built because lot of Buddhist monks earlier, thousands of years back, they had meditated here, and the place is replete with spirituality. He wanted that place to be the ashram. So the deep desire of a spiritual personality will become true. How? Nearby, there lived a dhobi, a washerwoman, a washerman by community. That 3 acres of land belonged to that washerman. You know, in Tamil Nadu, now it is in Tamil Nadu, that place. Earlier it was in another place. So there was a temple in that village, or that in that small village, Mariamman temple. So they used to worship, all the people used to go and worship. Now every day during that period, this Mariamman, the Divine Mother, used to come in his dream and tell him, my son is there, and you should donate that property of yours to that person to build the ashram. One day, dream, he thought something. 2 days, the same dream, Divine Mother is coming, Mariamman, and telling him, donate that land. Thought it is just a dream. 3rd day, and the dream continued, and the mother was intensely telling, go and donate. Then he started searching here and there. Where is that great person? I want to give this land of mine to him. My Divine Mother is telling, the Grama Devata, the Mariamman is telling me again and again. He went in search, and he came there. Mahapurush Maharaj was there. After that, after many years, that was donated, the 3 acres of land, and in 1927, the ashram was built. That is how. Even now in that Mariamman temple, whichever any function has to be held, they bring the Swamis from this ashram, because that mother wanted that ashram to happen there. Even now, any function in that Mariamman temple will be done only with the presence of Ramakrishna Ashrama sadhus there from Ooty. So these are all the ways by which the Lord wanted the ashram to come everywhere. So these are all just example of 1 or 2 examples. Now, ashram was being built in that site in 1927. I was allowed to stay with Mahapurush Maharaj. Then the ashram was not there. He was staying in a hut. Mahapurush Maharaj was staying in a small cottage. Now, Mahapurush Maharaj allowed them to have breakfast, but to eat food and other things outside, because there was no facility to feed so many people at that time. There was no arrangement in the ashram then for feeding so many people. So with the money, that little money, by selling something, the earrings he had, he somehow could manage in the hotel outside by eating the food, eat outside. By the time I finished 1 week in Ooty, the money had got exhausted. No money with me. It was on June 25th, 1926. Now, it was my day of initiation by Mahapurush Maharaj, Mantra Diksha. I entered the room in which Mahapurush Maharaj was sitting for the ceremony to give me the Mantra Diksha spiritual initiation. To his left was my seat. I sat down and looked at the whole scene. What was that? Many, many years back, when I was in my place, Trikur, as a small boy, I had a beautiful dream, a vision. What happened in that vision? What happened in the dream? In the dream, when I was a small boy, I had, that is 3 or 4 earlier, that came to my mind. I used to worship regularly Lord Shiva in the village, that rock cave temple. In the dream, I was lifted high up in the sky. Then I reached a beautiful place. An old, venerable looking person was sitting there, and my mind recognized him. That was none other than Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, in that vision, asked me to sit to his left and gave me some spiritual instructions and the mantra. Then he sees here the same scene. And instead of Mahapurush Maharaj, it was Lord Shiva sitting. Again, he had the same vision. And the same mantra given by Shiva then was given by Mahapurush Maharaj to him. So, showing that Guru, Shiva are not different. They are one and the same. Whoever is your Guru, that Lord Shiva uses that pure body of your Guru as an instrument, and is it Shiva who is the original Guru of everybody. Now, he is having that beautiful vision. In the place of Mahapurush Maharaj, the same Lord Shiva is sitting, and the same old dream where he got this mantra is coming back. After hearing this incident from somebody else, I went to our Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, who was at that time 90 years old or something, fell at his feet and asked, people are telling like that, is it true, Maharaj? So yes, it is true. That much was the vision, and I found an exact reproduction of that vision, the dream, in that particular situation in Uti. Mahapurush Maharaj now gave that mantra, and he asked me, do you worship Sri Ramakrishna? I said, no, I don't actually worship, but I keep a picture of his and salute it regularly. And he said, that is all right. Have you bought any Guru Dakshina? After the spiritual initiation, you have to give the Guru Dakshina to the Guru, whatever little you have to give, because through that Guru Dakshina, the Guru will take majority of our sins on himself. So he wants a medium by which he wants to give, but the mantra he gives the spiritual energy to us, but now he will take most of our sins on himself. So how to take that? We have to give him a fruit or some other Guru Dakshina. For that, as a token, you have to give the Guru Dakshina to the Guru. Have you bought any Guru Dakshina? Nothing. I don't have food to eat, money to eat. I've sold all that earrings and all the money is over. What shall I give? I don't have anything, nothing. Only one shirt and one dhoti and one towel. That was all I had bought from my house. Now, the infinitely compassionate Guru, Mahapurush Maharaj, he took 2 or 3 mangoes, which was given for himself from his tray, from his right side, and gave them to me and said, now give them back to me. Give them back to me as Guru Dakshina. I offered them back to him and made pranams to him and came out of the room. So that was my spiritual initiation for Mahapurush Maharaj. This is the reminiscences of the 13th president. There are so many other reminiscences which he has told about all other direct disciples, but time is also a factor. Any other time we get an opportunity, I'll try to share that beautiful experiences of Revered Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj about his spiritual life. Now with this memory, we have to understand that our goal of our life, the highest goal is not survival mode. We are somehow surviving. COVID came, people died. We were also about to die. It was such a nightmare. We come out of it. So just struggling to live. Just struggling to live. Should we always live in this survival mode? Isn't there nothing higher in our life? Should we not know who we are? Should we not realize, as Sri Ramakrishna has told, the highest goal of human being is God realization. Parama Charama Uddesha. The highest goal of humanity is God realization. Let us at least come out of this survival mode. Try to realize who we are in the midst of all these struggles and be blessed in our life. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.